Hello, how are you? I'm a little tired. Sit down, please. I'd like to speak English today too, to improve my speaking skill. Let's get it started. Today, it is on November 24th, 2023. It's on Friday and sunny outside. How are you spending Friday? Did you enjoy spending your time on Labor Thanksgiving Day yesterday? Or did you have to work? Or did you have to go to school yesterday? The cruise ship has the capacity to carry as many as 2,000 passengers. The cruise ship has the capacity to carry as many as 300 passengers. The cruise ship has the capacity to carry as many as 2,000 passengers. The machine has the capacity to produce as many as 1 million units of the product per day compared to 500,000 by human employees. I wish I had the ability to play the musical instrument as well as you. I wish I had the ability to play the musical instrument as well as professionals. I would mesmerize audiences. I wish I had the ability to play the musical instrument as well as the professionals. I would mesmerize audiences. The human resources of the company is looking for a couple of new employees with the ability to be able to speak two languages, including Japanese and English. The personnel department of the company is going to hire a couple of new employees with the ability to speak Japanese and English. Most of my attempts ended up failure, but I could learn from the lessons. Most of my attempts failed. Most of my attempts winded up failure. My attempt to stop by the destination within the very short time is very risky. It's considered very risky. My attempt to drop by the destination during the very short time is regarded as very risky. My attempt to visit the destination during the very short time is regarded as risky. Risky. What do you think of my attempt to embark on the e-commerce industry? What do you think of my attempt to embark on the e-commerce industry as a second income method, income resource? What do you think of my attempt to embark on the e-commerce industry as the second revenue resource? The encouraging message from my teacher led to the attempt to play in the public. The encouraging message from my teacher led me to the attempt to perform in public. The encouraging message from my teacher led me to the attempt to perform in public. Not to challenge, it's more terrible than making a mistake by challenging. Not to challenge is more troublesome than making a mistake by challenging. The encouraging message from my teacher led to my attempt to perform in public. The owner's attempt to include chocolate in ramen is very unique. The attempt by the ramen shop owner to include chocolate into ramen is very unique. But to our surprise, some customers like it. Most of my attempts to challenge new things ended up failure. My attempt to pass examination ended up failure, but I made it possible after the 8th attempt. My attempt to pass the examination failed 7 times in a row. My attempt to enter the company failed. My attempt to monetize my hobby failed, but I will make it possible with my effort. Do you have the courage? Do you have the courage to bungee jump from the highland as high as 50 meters? Do you have the courage to bungee jump from the place with 50 meters high? Do you have the courage to have a bungee jump from the highland as high as 50 meters? Do you have the courage to ask your boss to give you twice as much as your current salary? Do you have the courage to confront your CEO if it is wrong? Do you have the courage to confront your boss if it is wrong? Do you have the courage to perform in public? Do you have the courage to sing in public? Do you have the courage to sing in front of the public? My courage to play in public was brought up since when I was a child. My courage to perform in public was brought up through my many experiences since when I was a child. My decision to study abroad cannot be held back. No one can change my decision to study abroad. No one can change my decision to move to Hokkaido. One day after, the president changed his decision. One day after, the president took back his decision to lay off the employees. One day after, the president took back his decision to embark on car industry. Inclement weather led to the decision to postpone the sports meeting. Inclement weather led to the decision to call off the sports meeting. I hope my effort to study every day on my way method will be evaluated, valued, assessed. I hope my effort to study every day with my only unique method will be evaluated. I hope my effort to study English will be valued, assessed, evaluated, well, repeated well. I evaluate the effort made by the prefecture to make tuition fees free. to make tuition fees free. I evaluate well the prefecture's effort to make tuition fee free. I evaluate the prefecture's effort to make the tuition fee free. I evaluate the prefecture's effort to make tuition fee of high schools free. Our effort to arrange domino pieces was ruined by minor mistake, by one person stumbling while walking. Our effort to arrange the domino pieces on the floor was destroyed by one person stumbling. Your intention to do something wrong is obvious from your expression on your face. Your evil intention to do something wrong is obvious from the expression on your face. Something evil aura is coming from you, coming out of you. Something evil aura is coming out of you. In those days, I did not have the intention to enter the company. In those days, I did not have the intention to enter the university. In those days, I did not have the intention to work for the company. In those days, I did not have the intention to take the course, for I don't have the interest in that. Nobody could see through the president's intention to resign immediately after inaugurated. Nobody could see through the president's intention to resign immediately after being inaugurated. And some people appear in the program with the intention to be popular. Some unpopular people appear in the TV program with the intention to be popular, to sell their names. The retailers buy merchandise from some places with the intention to sell them for more expensive prices. The resellers buy merchandises from some places with the intention to sell them for more expensive prices to get the margins. The secret plan to have a meeting among celebrities was disclosed by the person. The plan to build 4 skyscrapers was made impossible because of recession. The plan to build 4 skyscrapers was made impossible due to recession, ending up on building only one skyscraper behind the station. Some citizens are doubtful of the plan to open the expo on time. Many people are doubtful of the plan to hold the expo. Many citizens are doubtful of the possibility to hold the expo. The plan to hold the event might fail. Many people think the plan to hold the expo could fail. I heard a plan to build a shopping mall in a vast area. I had a plan to build a shopping mall around the area, but nothing happened since 3 years ago. Don't forget the promise you made to return 5,000 yen to me. And don't forget you promised me to return 5,000 yen to me. I met the promise to go to Universal Studios Japan with her. Don't forget the promise you made to go to Tokyo Disneyland with me. Don't forget the promise you made to come back by 5 o'clock p.m. Don't forget the promise never to be late for the workplace again. I met the promise to keep studying on a daily basis. Hardly anybody met the promise to study on a daily basis. Hardly any student in the class met the promise to study on a daily basis. Hardly any students met the promise to study at least 1 hour on a daily basis after school, at home. Hardly any students met the promise to study at least 1 hour at home after school. As far as I know, Japanese citizens who are more than 18 years old have the right to vote. People and those under the age of 20 don't have the right to smoke nor drink alcoholic beverages in Japan by law. As far as I know, Japanese citizens who are more than 30 years old have the right to run for governor. Only the staffers have the right to enter the rear exit. Only the staffers working in the company have the right to use the rear exit. Only the staffers working in the company have the right to use the cafeteria. Only the staff working in the company have the right to use the rear door. I decided to skip the next class for I feel sick. I will go home and have a rest. Maybe I will go to see a doctor before it gets dark. I decided not to take the next class because I'm feeling sick. I will go to see a doctor. I hope it is not serious. If you also want to go to the amusement park, why not go together? Let's go there together, shall we? Shall we go there together? I decided not to buy the tablet to save money. I'm okay only with my smartphone. But if I were rich enough to be able to buy anything without hesitation to use money, I would buy it. But I'm not rich. So I decided not to buy the tablet this time. I chose not to go on a trip on peak season. I chose not to go on a trip during the vacation. I chose not to go on a trip during the vacation. I chose not to go on a trip during the vacation. I chose not to work. I chose not to go on a trip during the vacation to save money. I attempted not to get up my parents, but they did because I stumbled on the corridor. I attempted not to spend much money in the shopping, but I did because I was mesmerized by many good merchandises, products, goods, appliances, and so on. I try not to buy many things. I try not to spend much money in the shopping mall, but I did because many products were appealing to me. I attempted not to spend much money in the shopping mall, but due to many attractive products, I spent too much. I will attempt not to spend much money during the trip. I will try not to spend much money on the trip. I try not to be carried away. I try not to beside myself. I try not to be beside myself. The person attempted not to be beside himself after drinking alcoholic beverages, but as usual he did, and bothered others around him. The person attempted not to be carried away nor be beside one himself, but he drank too much and bothered around him. The person tried not to be beside himself, but he, as usual, drank too much alcoholic beverages and bothered people around him. It was careless of you to leave the smartphone on the table while you were in toilet. It is no wonder someone stole it. It was careless of you to go to the toilet with the smartphone on the table. It was careless of you to go to the toilet with the back on the bench. It was careless of you to go to the toilet with the smartphone on the table. It was careless of you to make such a minor mistake. It was careless of you to make such a minor mistake. It is careless of you to forget to bring the important documents. It is careless of me to miss the last train. It is careless of me to miss the train. It is careless of me to forget to bring the pancakes to the venue. It is careless of me to forget to bring the pancakes to the venue. Oh, sorry, it was careless of me to sit on a different seat. Oh, sorry, it was careless of me to take a seat on a different seat. Sorry, it was careless of me to take a different seat. Sorry, it was careless of me to take a different seat. Sorry, it was careless of me to take a different seat. Mm. It was careless of you to ignore the traffic signal. It was careless of you not to look around before turn left. It was careless of you not to look around before you turn left. It was careless of you not to look around in case somebody coming before you turn right. It was careless of you not to look around in case for fear that somebody was coming before you turned left. It was careless of you to make such a minor mistake. It was careless of me to miss the train. It was careless of me to miss the train. It was careless of me to miss the train. It was careless of me to miss the train. It was careless of me to leave the air conditioner on all night long. It was careless of me to leave the air conditioner on all night long. It was careless of me to keep the air conditioner on all night long. It was careless of me to keep the air conditioner on. It was careless of me to leave the air conditioner on all night long. I used to put my bike with the key unlocked, and I never had my bike stolen. I used to leave my bike unlocked. I used to leave my bike unlocked. To my surprise, I've never had my bike stolen. I've never had my bike stolen. I've never had my bike stolen. Unlocked. I used to leave my bike unlocked and went somewhere. I used to leave my bike unlocked and enter the shop. Unlocked, 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 unlocked. It was careless of me to leave my house with it unlocked. It was careless of me to leave my house unlocked. It was careless of me to leave the entrance door unlocked, 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 unlocked. It was clever of you to predict that the customer would appear in about a couple of minutes. It was clever of you to leave your house 30 minutes earlier than usual, guessing the congestion made by concert. It was clever of you to buy twice the size of the product. Just in case. It was clever of you to buy 2 pieces of the products. It was clever of you to finish filling the fuel into the car on the way. It was clever of you to fill the fuel into the car on the way. It was clever of you to go home before it gets dark. It was clever of you to go home straight before it got into traffic jam. It was clever of you to pass by the road before it got congestion, crowded, packed. It was clever of you to pass the road before it got into traffic jam, rush hour. It was clever of you to pass the road before it got congested. It was clever of you to pass the road before it got crowded. It was clever of you to pass the road it got into congestion. It was clever of you to pass the road before it got crowded. It was clever of you to buy the flight ticket during the sale. It was clever of you to take the different route in order to avoid the congestion. It was clever of you to have lunch one station away from the destination in order to avoid the congestion. It was clever of you to book a hotel one station away from the destination to save money, congestion, and so on. It was clever of you to have lunch one station away from the destination in order to avoid congestion. It was clever of you to have lunch one station away from the destination in order to avoid the congestion. It was clever of you to have lunch at a restaurant located one station away from one station away from the destination in order to avoid congestion. It is clever of you to visit the amusement park on weekday because the amusement park is very packed with customers, visitors on weekends. It is clever to visit the restaurant during the off time because the restaurant is always packed with visitors during the lunchtime. It is clever of you to plan to go to the restaurant around 2 o'clock p.m. after peak time. It was foolish of me to believe in the company. It was foolish of me to believe in the man. It was foolish of me to apply for the job. It was foolish of me to buy such luxury goods. Although I do not have much money. It was foolish of me to buy such luxury goods with low pay in those days. It was foolish of me to buy such luxury goods. It was foolish of me to buy such luxury goods with no pay. It was foolish of me to buy such luxury goods which I never used. It was foolish of me to buy such luxury goods. It was foolish of me to believe in the man. It was foolish of me to waste much of my precious time, playing video games or doing nothing. It was foolish of me to spend doing nothing during the summer vacation. It was foolish of me to spend summer vacation doing nothing. It was honest of you to order the most expensive menu in the restaurant. It was honest of you to confront your boss. It was honest of you to confront your boss. It was honest of you to confront your boss. It is honest of you to express your opinions towards your boss. It is honest of you to express your opinions to your boss. It is honest of you to decline the offer. It is honest of you to decline the offer. It is honest of you to show your disagreement with the man. It is honest of you to show your disagreement to the proposer. It was honest of you to show your disagreement to the proposal. It was honest of you to show your disagreement to the policy. It was honest of you to tell your dreams in the public. It was honest of you to tell the truth in public. It was honest of you to tell the motive of why you want to be an artist. It was honest of you to confront your boss. It was honest of you to confront your boss. You are kind to look after your mother every other week. You are kind to carry the luggage for the elderly person. You are kind to help the elderly person to carry the luggage to the opposite side of the walkway. You are kind to help the elderly person to carry the luggage to the opposite side of the walkway. You are kind to help the elderly person to carry the luggage to the opposite side of the walkway. You are kind to help the elderly person to carry the luggage to the opposite side of the road. You are kind to help the elderly person to carry the baggage to the opposite side of the walkway. You are kind to help the elderly person to carry the luggage to the opposite side of the walkway. You are nice to pay all of the food for your employees. You are nice to wait for your husband to come back. You are nice to hide the engagement ring in the glass. You are nice to hide the present under the bed. You are nice to hide the present under the bed. The store is very nice to send me the present when I forgot about it, when I forgot about the service. Your friend is so nice to send you an encouraging message frequently. Your friend is very nice to send you encouraging message while you were sick. It was polite of you to arrange all of the shoes left by your friends at the entrance. It was polite of you to maintain moderate, modest till the end of the meeting. It was polite of the business person not to be carried away all day long. It was polite of the business person not to be beside himself all day long. It was polite of the receptionist to proceed the documents like a robot. It was polite of the receptionist to proceed the documents with smile and utmost hospitality towards us. It was very polite of the receptionist of the hotel to talk with us very politely, with very sophisticated words. It is polite of you to arrange your shoes after taking them off at the entrance. It is polite of you to arrange your shoes after taking them off at the entrance. But I regard it normal. I find it normal. I think it normal to arrange your shoes after taking them off at the entrance. It was polite of you to fold the futon out after using them. It was polite of you to fold up the futon after using it. It was polite of you to fold up the futon after using it. It was rude of you to frown at the person you met for the first time. It was rude of you to say such a thing to the person you met for the first time. It is rude to stare at a person It is rude to stare at the person. It is rude to speak ill of the person in front of him. It is rude to speak badly of the person in front of him or her. It was rude of you to speak badly of the person in front of her. It was rude of me to spare a lot of food on the table. It is very rude to be loud at the library. It is rude to sleep during the concert. It is rude to sleep during the concert as a guest. It is rude to sleep during the concert. It is rude to speak ill of the person in front of him. It was rude of the customers I don't know to speak loud in the library. It was rude of the customers I don't know to speak loud in the library. It was rude of the visitors at the library to speak loud. It was rude of the passenger to take up much space on the train. It was rude of the passenger to take up much space on the train. It was sensible of you to avoid traffic congestion by leaving your home 1 hour earlier. It was sensible of you to ignore sales. It was sensible of you to ignore the sales. It was sensible of you to turn a blind eye to sales. It was sensible of you to turn your back on sales. It was sensible of you to go home straight. It was sensible of you to buy nothing during the sale. It was sensible of you to buy nothing during the sale. It was sensible of you to buy nothing during the sale. It was sensible of you to buy nothing during the sale. It was sensible of you to buy nothing during the sale. It was sensible of you to buy nothing during the sale. It was sensible of you to ignore such scamming messages. It was sensible of you to buy twice as many toilet paper as usual, just in case. It was sensible of you to arrive at the destination 30 minutes earlier. It was sensible of you to buy 3 times as many toilet paper as usual before the end of the year. It was sensible of you to buy 3 times as many toilet paper as usual. It was sensible of you to fill the fuel into your car before cross the mountain. It was sensible of you to fill in the fuel into the car before crossing the mountain. It was silly of me to believe in the salesperson. It was silly of me to do nothing during the summer vacation. It was silly of me to do nothing during the summer vacation when I was a university student. It was silly of me to do nothing during the summer vacation. It was silly of me to believe in the man. It was silly of me to spend summer vacation doing nothing. It was silly of me to do nothing during the summer vacation. Silly, 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 silly. It was silly of me to make the same mistake over and over again. Time and time again, over and again, time and again. It was silly of me to make the same mistakes over and again. It is silly of me to make the same mistakes over and again, over and over again, time and time again. It is silly of me to make the same mistakes over and again. It is silly of me to make the same mistakes over and again. It was silly of me to leave the air conditioner on all night long, which led me to catching a cold, catching a nasty cold. It was silly of me to leave the air conditioner on during the night, which led me to catching a nasty cold. It was silly of me to leave the air conditioner on, which led me to catching a nasty cold. It was silly of me. It was silly of me. It was silly of the person to leave his wallet on the table while he was in toilet. It was silly of you to believe in the fraudulent advertisement. It was silly of me to click the button in the scamming messages. It was silly of me to click the link sent by the scamming message, scamming email. It was silly of me to click the link in the scamming email. It was silly of me to study until I broke my health. It was silly of me to study until I broke my health. It was silly of me to gather all of the game consoles out there. It was silly of me to try to gather all of the video game consoles. It was silly of me to believe in the salesperson. It was silly of me to believe in the person. It was silly of me to predict that I would pass the examination with 3-week preparation. It was silly of me to predict that I would pass the entrance examination with 3 months preparation. It was stupid of me to predict that I would pass the entrance examination with 3 months preparation. It was too short. It was stupid of me to predict that I would pass the entrance examination with 3 months preparation. It was stupid of me to eat a lot of lunch before the examination. It was stupid of me to eat a lot of lunch before the examination. It was stupid of me to have party until late at night before my 100-meter run out of the competition. It was stupid of me to have party until late at night the day before the track and field competition. The kid, the person was, it was wise of the person to be able to understand the theory at the age of 10. It is very wise of you to be able to pass the grade first at the age of 12. It is wise of you to be able to understand the theory now. It is wise of you to be able to pass the qualification at the age of 12. It is wise of you to know about many things out of your field. It is wise of you to know many things about other things beyond your specialty. It is wise of you to know many things about the things outside your field, specialty, and so on. It is wise of you to know many things about the subjects outside your specialty, expertise, and so on. It is wise of you to know many things about the subject, about other things outside your field. It is wise of you to memorize all of the station names. It is wise of you to get used to taking trains in the new environment you are moved to immediately. It is wise of you to get used to taking trains and other public transportations immediately after you moved there. It is wise of you to pass pass the examination with little preparation. It is wise of you to be able to pass the examination with little preparation. It is wise of you to get higher score with little preparation. It is wise of you to be able to get very high score on the test with little preparation. It is wise of you to be able to get very high score on the test with little preparation. My family will be the last members to betray me. Free fall is the last attraction for me to try. Because I feel my organ floating during the attraction, during taking it. I don't want to feel it. Free fall at the amusement park will be the last attraction for me to try, because I feel my organ floating, and I don't like the feeling. I feel my organ floating. There are many things to be done, which is making me irritated. And there are many things to be dealt with by Friday today. There are many things to be completed by today, which is making me irritated. There are many problems to be resolved immediately. And there are many problems to be resolved immediately. I will give you some tasks to be dealt with by Friday. The agenda to be discussed at today's meeting is subject to change to a certain extent. The topics to be discussed at today's meeting are subject to change. The topics to be discussed at today's meeting are subject to change. The executive members of the company are planning to buy sophisticated machines to be able to produce 1 million units of the product per day compared to 500,000 by employees in order to cut labor cost. The company is intending to introduce a sophisticated machine to be able to produce 100 units of the product per day compared to 50 by employees. you waiting for the new edition of the encyclopedia to be released next month? Are you waiting for the release of the English version of the book to be released next month? I'm searching for souvenirs to be produced in the local places. I'm searching for something souvenir to be produced in the region. The human resources is looking for a couple of new employees to be able to speak both Japanese and English. The company intends to buy a sophisticated machine to be able to produce 1 million units of the product per day. I saw such a huge cruise ship docked at the port to be able to carry as many as 5,000 passengers. I saw such a huge cruise ship at the port to be able to carry as many as 8,000 passengers. I used to work for the company to earn as much as 200 billion yen every year. Now the company earns more. I used to work for a company to earn as much as 200 billion yen at that time. I don't have the courage to perform in public. I don't have the courage to ask my boss to give me a week holidays. I usually don't have appetite to eat as much as you. I usually don't have the appetite to eat anything. I usually don't have the appetite to eat rice in the morning. I usually don't have the appetite to eat rice in the morning. To become an astronaut was my dream. To become a professor at a university was my dream. My operation was completed successfully by the surgeon. I really appreciate it. I'm really thankful for the surgeon. I'm really grateful of the surgeon. I'm really appreciative of the surgeon. I thanked the surgeon for that. I thanked the surgeon for that. I thanked the surgeon of that for that. My operation was successfully completed by the surgeon. My operation was successfully completed by the surgeon. Surgeon. I often confuse the word surgeon with physician. Surgeon and physician. Surgeon and physician. I often confuse the word surgeon with physician. What made you want to be a surgeon? My operation was successfully completed by the surgeon. My operation was successfully completed, surgeon, by the surgeon. My operation was successfully completed by the surgeon, surgeon. It is no use persuading me to stop studying abroad. It is no use persuading me to change my mind. It is no good persuading me to change my mind. There is no point in persuading me to change my mind. There is no good in persuading me to change my mind. There is no good in persuading me to change my mind. There is no point in persuading me to change my mind. I've undergone many difficulties, and many more difficulties will be waiting for me. I've gone through many difficulties. I've undergone many difficulties, and more new difficulties are waiting for me. I will undergo more and more difficulties in the future, which are contributing to stronger me. Have you undergone surgical operation? Have you undergone surgery? Have you undergone surgery? Have you undergone a 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 surgery? Surgery. The organ plant successfully completed by the surgeon. The organ transplant was successfully completed by the surgeon. The organ transplant was successfully completed by the surgeon. The organ transplant was successfully completed by the surgeon, and the patient has been recovering from since then. The organ transplant was successfully completed by the surgeon. Excuse me. I'm looking for a place where I can hear the big organ sound somewhere. Do you know such facility nearby? Excuse me, I'm looking for a place where I can listen to the sound of a huge organ somewhere. Do you know such place? The organ transplant was successfully completed by the surgeon. The organ transplant, organ is very difficult to pronounce for me. Organ. The organ transplant was successfully completed by the surgeon. The organ transplant was successfully completed by the surgeon. The organ transplant was successfully completed by the surgeon. The organ transplant was successfully completed by the surgeon. Organ. Organ. The organ transplant was successfully completed by the surgeon. The organ transplant. The organ transplant. The organ transplant was successfully completed by the surgeon. I miraculously recovered from bedridden condition about a month ago. I miraculously recovered from bedridden condition about a month ago. I was bedridden 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 about a month ago, but I miraculously recovered from that. I have miraculously recovered from that. Bedridden. I used to be bedridden a month ago. I was 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 bedridden a month ago. I've been bedridden since last week. I've been bedridden since last week. I hope I can recover from the disease anytime soon. The couple took turns driving the car to the destination, which took about 8 hours from their house. The couple took turns driving the car to the destination, which took about 8 hours without the breaking time. We make it a rule to take turns dealing with difficult problems day by day, on a daily basis. We make it a rule to take turns dealing with a difficult problem on a daily basis, day by day. We make it a rule to take turns dealing with difficult problems, day by day. I wonder who will look after me when I get older. I wonder who will look after me after I get older. I wonder who will look after me after I get older. I wonder who will look after me after I get older. I wonder who will look after me when I get older. The couple took turns driving the car to the destination. The couple took turns driving the car to the destination. The couple took turns driving the car to the destination. The couple took turns driving the car to the destination. The employees in the department took turns having a nap in order to finish the biggest project on the day. All of the employees working in the department took turns having a nap in the office in order to finish a pile of tasks on the day. My hypothesis is that only crazy ideas criticized by many people will have the key to achieving breakthrough. My hypothesis is that the ideas criticized by others, maybe by 99%, are the real one to achieve breakthrough. My hypothesis is that coffee doesn't work when I'm super sleepy after being awake for 2 days or so. My hypothesis is that coffee doesn't work when I'm super sleepy with 2 days awake. My hypothesis is that a cup of coffee doesn't work when I'm super sleepy with 2 days awake. My hypothesis is that I feel sleepy even with a cup of coffee when I'm super sleepy with 2 days or so awake. My hypothesis is that a cup of coffee doesn't work when I'm super sleepy. My hypothesis is that even a cup of coffee doesn't work when I'm super sleepy. My hypothesis is that a cup of coffee doesn't work when I'm super sleepy with 2 days or so awake. My hypothesis is that my hypothesis is that a cup of coffee doesn't work when I feel so super sleepy with me 2 days or so awake. My hypothesis is that even a cup of coffee doesn't work when I'm super sleepy with me awake for 2 or 3 days. My hypothesis is that hardly any people can keep doing one thing eternally, forever, for good, perpetually. My hypothesis is that hardly any people can keep doing one thing perpetually. How can I tell excessive from moderate amount of exercise? How can I tell moderate from excessive amount of exercise? How can I tell too little from moderate amount of exercise? How can I tell moderate amount of exercise from too little? How can you tell about moderate amount of exercise from too little? How can I tell about moderate amount of exercise from too little? What are the symptoms that I get from excessive study or work? What are the common symptoms that I get from excessive work? Excessive devotion to work. What are the symptoms that I will get from excessive exercise? With the development of medical technology, the mortality rate will decrease. The prank made by my friends contributed to my early mortality. The evil prank made by my friends contributed to my early mortality. The evil prank made by my friends contributed to my early mortality. My early mortality. The evil prank made by my friends contributed to my early mortality. 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 With the development of medical technology, mortality rate will decrease. Does eating moderate amount of vegetables contribute to later mortality? Do eating moderate amount of vegetables and having moderate amount of exercise contribute to later mortality? Do having moderate amount of exercise and eating moderate amount of vegetables contribute to later mortality? My hypothesis is that only crazy ideas criticized by many people, as many as 99% of the people, will achieve breakthrough. My hypothesis is that only crazy ideas will make it possible to achieve breakthrough. Medical new technology make immorality possible. Might make it possible. New medical technology make immorality make might make immorality possible. New medical technology might make immorality possible. The wicked prank made by my friends contributed to my early mortality. The wicked prank made by my friends contributed to my early mortality. Early mortality. 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 You should take appropriate measures to prevent mistakes from happening again. You ought to make the appropriate measures to prevent the same mistakes from happening. You should take appropriate measures to prevent the same mistakes from occurring again. You ought to take appropriate measures to prevent the same mistakes from coming about again. You ought to take appropriate measures to keep the same mistakes from happening. You ought to take the appropriate measures to prevent the same mistakes from occurring. What are the best measures to prevent the virus from spreading? What are the best measures to prevent the virus from spreading? What is the best measure to prevent the virus from spreading? What is the best measure to prevent the virus from spreading? What is the best measure to prevent the virus from spreading? I dare to reject participating in party to prevent myself from being distracted by noise, people, and so on. I left my house 1 hour earlier than usual to escape the traffic congestion. Many locals lined up in front of the city hall to prevent the person from applying for the position. Many locals lined up in front of the city hall to prevent the person coming from the urban city from applying for the documents to build a skyscraper in the middle of the rice paddy field. The locals lined up in front of the city hall to prevent the person from applying for the documents to build a skyscraper in the middle of the rice paddy field. I got a medicine which prevents the symptom from acting up. I got the medicine at the hospital to prevent the symptoms from happening. I got a medicine from the hospital to prevent the symptoms from appearing. I got a medicine to prevent the symptoms from appearing. I got a medicine to prevent the symptoms from appearing. I got a medicine to prevent the symptom from occurring. I got a medicine to prevent itchiness from increasing. Many security cameras were set up in the supermarket to prevent the customers from stealing. Many security cameras were set up in the supermarket in order to prevent the customers from stealing. Some people wear a mask to prevent themselves from getting infected. Some people still wear a mask in order to prevent themselves from getting infected. The cabinet might be obliged to break up and create a new cabinet members. As far as I know, the cabinet is composed of ministers from each ministry and the prime minister. As far as I know, the cabinet is made up of the ministers from each ministry and the prime minister. As far as I know, the ministers are designated by the prime minister. Because of the power outage, I was obliged to live without electricity. Because of the blackout, I was obliged to live without internet for a while, for some minutes. Because of the power outage, I was obliged to live without the internet. It was no surprise at all for us that he had resigned from the position. It was no wonder at all for me that the CEO resigned from the position. Okay, I will finish speaking here. Thank you for watching. See you next time. See you.